Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we resharing a heartwarming story about a young girl who learned that true talent isn't always loud or obvious. It's often a hidden melody, waiting for the right moment and dedication to be discovered. This tale will inspire us to look deeper within ourselves and others for those unique strengths, and to remember that consistent practice can unlock incredible potential. As always, we'll also enrich our vocabulary with some new words and see how they fit into sentences, making our English learning journey both enjoyable and effective. So, settle in and stay with us until the very end. In a bustling city, tucked away on a quiet street, lived a family with a bright-eyed but incredibly shy 10-year-old girl named Maya. Maya was in the 5th grade, a diligent student who loved to read, but she often felt overshadowed by her more outgoing classmates. She believed she wasn't particularly good at anything creative, no singing voice, no artistic flair, no athletic prowess. She just blended in. One afternoon, after a particularly challenging day at school where she felt invisible during a talent show sign-up, Maya slumped onto the living room couch. She picked up a worn-out storybook, but her gaze kept drifting to the dusty old acoustic guitar, resting in its case in the corner, a relic from her grandfather. Her mother, who had just walked in with a basket of laundry, noticed Maya's downcast expression. "What's wrong, my little bookworm?" she asked, sitting beside her. Maya sighed. "Everyone at school is signing up for the talent show. Mom, Sarah is singing, Tom is doing magic tricks, and I have nothing. I'm not good at anything special." Her mother smiled gently. "Oh Maya, that's simply not true. Everyone has a special gift. Sometimes, we just need a little help to find it." She paused, then pointed to the guitar. "Do you remember how much your grandfather loved playing that?" Maya nodded. "He always said it had a magical sound." While her mother continued, "Perhaps its magic is waiting for you to discover it. Why don't you try learning a few chords?" Maya was hesitant, "But I don't know anything about music." "That's perfectly fine," her mother encouraged. "For the first lesson, I want you to spend just 15 minutes each day, just holding the guitar, plucking the strings, and listening to the sounds it makes. Don't worry about songs, just familiarize yourself with it." The next day, Maya cautiously opened the guitar case. The wood smelled old but comforting. She followed her mother's advice, gently strumming the strings, marveling at the different tones. It felt awkward at first, but a strange sense of calm settled over her as she focused on the vibrations. After a week, her mother approached her again. "How are you feeling about the guitar, dear?" Maya looked up, a small smile playing on her lips. "It's interesting, Mom. I like the way it hums." "What's the second lesson?" Her mother beamed. "For the second lesson, I want you to go online or find a book and learn just one simple chord. Any chord you like, and practice it until your fingers remember its shape." Maya was a little daunted, but her mother's gentle persistence was infectious. She found a simple C major chord online and began to practice. Her fingers ached at first, the strings felt stiff, and the sound was often muffled or buzzing. But she remembered her mother's words about consistent practice. Every day, after her homework, she would pick up the guitar. Slowly, painstakingly, the C major chord began to ring clear. It wasn't perfect, but it was there. A few weeks later, her mother heard a clear, sweet chord emanating from Maya's room. She walked in to find Maya beaming, her fingers confidently forming the C major. "Mom, I did it." "You certainly did," her mother praised. "That's the second lesson, Maya. Dedication and consistent practice can turn something difficult into something beautiful, just like you've done with that chord." Now, for the final lesson, I want you to think about all the times you've doubted yourself, believing you weren't capable. Remember that feeling? Maya nodded, her smile fading slightly. "Yes, I often feel like I can't do things." "Good," her mother said, "because for this last challenge, I want you to find a simple song, one that only uses the C major chord, and I want you to learn to play it. And when you play it, I want you to think about how far you've come, from believing you had no talent to creating music with your own hands." Maya gulped. Learning a whole song felt like an insurmountable task, but she remembered the satisfaction of mastering the chord. She found a children's song that fit the bill and began to practice. It was slow going. Her strumming wasn't smooth, her timing was off, and she often got frustrated. There were moments she wanted to give up, to put the guitar back in its case and forget about it. One evening, as her fingers fumbled over the strings, her mother walked in. Maya's eyes were glistening with tears of frustration. "I can't do it, Mom," she whispered. "It's too hard. I'm not good enough." Her mother sat beside her, gently taking Maya's hand. "Maya, this is the most important lesson of all. It's about perseverance. It's easy to practice what we already love and are good at, but true growth comes from pushing through when things are difficult. Remember how that C chord felt impossible, and now you play it beautifully. The same goes for this song, and for anything you want to achieve. The joy of finally mastering something you once thought impossible is the sweetest reward." Taking a deep breath, Maya wiped her tears. She looked at the guitar, then at her mother's encouraging face. She picked up the guitar again. Slowly, tentatively, she started from the beginning of the song. This time, instead of focusing on her mistakes, she focused on the progress she had already made, on the single clear chord she could play, and something shifted. The frustration lessened, replaced by a quiet determination. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, the melody began to emerge. It wasn't perfect, but it was her melody. And then, one day, she played the entire song, from beginning to end, with only a few small stumbles. It was a simple tune, but to Maya, it sounded like the most beautiful music in the world. She played it for her mother, who listened with tears in her eyes. Maya, her mother whispered, "You found your hidden melody, and you found your voice." A week later, at the school talent show, a still nervous but now confident Maya walked onto the stage, carrying her grandfather's guitar. She took a deep breath, remembered her mother's lessons, and began to play her simple song. The notes were clear, the melody sweet, and as she finished, the entire auditorium erupted in applause. Maya, who once felt invisible, stood tall, a radiant smile on her face. She had discovered her talent, and in doing so, had found her own unique strength. And that concludes our story for today. We hope Maya's journey inspired you to look for your own hidden talents and to embrace the power of consistent practice and perseverance. Remember, learning English, like learning an instrument, is a journey of small, consistent steps that lead to big rewards. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep growing. If you enjoyed this story and found it helpful for your English learning, please make sure to like, comment, and share how it resonated with you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story, where we'll continue our adventure of learning together.